We fucking did it, boys. I hope at the time you're watching this video we're at 1K, but I just thought I would make another video to celebrate us, hitting 1K on this channel, and for me to really give you some words of wisdom and life advice, man. After trading for almost profitably for 2.5 years now, and just giving you my sauce on life. At this point, it's a 1K celebration, as well as, the direction of this channel, how I'm going to be going forward with this channel, and the content I bring you guys. It's kind of going to be similar to the last video that I made in relation to when I was talking to all these gurus and these mainstream people and whatnot. If you're watching this, you're probably a beginner trader, you probably don't know what you're doing, you probably have zero payouts, and you probably see all these gurus online who are portraying you a lifestyle. All of it is fugazi, all of it is not really of how profitable day traders become profitable and how they make money day trading. And I really want to hammer this into your head, because I'm telling you, if you don't understand this, you're going to waste years of your life and time trying to make money day trading, and then you're never going to have success because you don't know what actually makes somebody a profitable day trader. Number one, when you've heard about the term day trading, okay, what does day trading even mean? Day trading is you are taking advantage of leverage of CFD contracts or futures contracts or options contracts to make a gain that is extraordinary compared to buying and holding S&P 500, NASDAQ, ETFs, etc. The aim is to make these returns that are more than that because, well, you want to make a lot of money fast. The issue is you don't have the proper education. Most people getting into this industry, they just don't have the mathematical background, the educated background to actually tackle this from a intellectual high-level perspective. I've said this multiple times on my podcasts, on everything. I hope you understand, these banks, these institutions, these quantitative trading firms are hiring the top of the line PhD researchers and literal geniuses who have done mathematical Olympiads their whole life. They have conditioned themselves to be mathematical prodigies, software engineers, coding geniuses. Most of the people trying to make money day trading are probably not on that level. You're probably an average person, right? You have average intellect. You don't have a crazy high paying job. You're just a normal person, right? So what makes you think that you can beat these institutions and banks and people who are literally pouring billions of dollars into infrastructure, into hiring the best people, into having 0.01 nanosecond, microsecond fiber optic connection to the CME, and you're following some guru, bro? You're following TJR, you're following FX Alex, you're following Swaggy, you're following all these mainstream gurus who have not gone to college, they don't have their 4-year degree, they portray to you that, getting a job is terrible, becoming a profitable day trader is a 100% certainty if you do this and that. They don't have any real math background and you're believing it. Here's the point that I'm trying to make. Being a profitable day trader is 100% possible as a retail average person in your shoes. But you need to do the complete opposite of what you are believed and portrayed to on social media. And since you are competing with these people who are quite literally geniuses, these firms, you have to have some ounce of intellect and sustenance behind when you are endeavoring and doing something. So number one, you have to educate yourself. Figure out the terminologies, what you are trading, what you want to do. Research options trading, CFD trading, futures trading. Those are the three main things of day trading. Obviously as well as stock trading, but options are on stocks. Figure out how these things work. What are the pairs? What are the tickers? What are the instruments? Then you need to figure out how to use the platforms, whether that be MetaTrader 4 and 5, NinjaTrader, TradeEvade, Thinkorswim, etc. What is spread? What is the bid and ask? What do the Greeks mean? What is delta? What is theta decay? You then need to educate yourself on the wide spectrum of technical and fundamental analysis. You need to figure out all these things. Again, if I could become profitable, I genuinely do not know how I would do it again, because it's just not as simple as watching 1 or 2 TGR videos, videos online on trading and then becoming profitable. There's so many things I've learned over the last 4 years getting experience that you just will not learn over, YouTube, which is obviously why I have my program to give you a fighting chance and educate you guys in its full spectrum. But it's going to be a lot of work, a lot of digging, a lot of practice on YouTube if you want to learn all of this for free. It's just so sad, bro. Like, everything that you see on social media, like 98% of it is so false, bro. And it's just like, I hate how all these narratives that people portray on, oh, like, you know, on day trading, and just everything is just how it is, man, and how this industry is. But it's unfortunately human nature, bro. You can't argue and you can't deal with human nature. Once you figure that all out, you then want to learn about prop firms, proprietary trading firms. I have a lot of videos on that on my page for free and how you can leverage them, but you really need to understand the rules on how these firms work if you want to actually make money and take advantage of them. Now remember, there's two types of trading. There is systematic trading and there's discretionary trading. In between those two extremities, there is a huge range of different styles and trading methodology that is, you can use, you can implement. You can have a system that is like 10% discretionary, 90% mechanical / systematic, or 90% discretionary, 10% systematic. The biggest thing that allowed me to make $350K through day trading is, number one, understanding having a probabilistic edge with a handful of concepts and creating a style of trading that is backed by data collection and then limiting your downside risk. It's that simple, but people don't understand this. You should not be taking random trades, right, and random setups, especially if you don't understand how to correctly identify certain concepts. But the reason why people are failing and why these prop firms are making so much money, these failure rates are so high, is because obviously the way the rules are designed, number one, but people genuinely don't know how to trade. They're just doing random stuff. And you have to understand the market, in a sense, is random. The way you find an edge in that randomness is obviously through data collection, right? So you got to understand, like, because you see something work out on one day doesn't mean it's going to work the next day or the day after that or next week. It might work here and there, 1 or 2 times out of the week, but then you lose the other 3 times of the week. This is a story, I'm going to tell y'all. I was funded with Apex Trader funding about a year ago. Actually, this time a year ago. I had $1 million in trading capital, in funded trading capital. I had 20 50K accounts. And what happened was that I lost the accounts despite doing nothing wrong. I had kind of developed a scalping based system and I had passed the challenges. I had made 6% on the accounts. I was 3 days away. All I had to have is, make another 6%, 4%. I was 3-4 days away from getting a $40,000 payout with Apex Trader funding. And guess what happened? I did nothing wrong. I followed the system. I adhered to the risk parameters. I lost for 4 days straight. And there's nothing I could have done because I was following the system to a T. But unironically, I was able to get to that point, pass the challenges, make 6% on the account by following the system in the first place. Now, you can argue that the edge of day trading comes from discretion. And while in a sense I do kind of agree, there has to be a limit of how discretionarily you are trading, because you can't just do random things 24/7 and not have risk management and not have some consistency in some aspect. Like, if you're going to trade discretionarily, well, you better sure to have a daily loss limit or you're going to cook your account. 2 trades in the day, 3 trades on the day, walk away. And you have to understand, with prop firms, you should not be going for high risk reward. No 4, 5, 6, 7 RRs. It's not realistic. You have to understand markets move in ranges, and there's only a certain amount of price data that the market can move through. And what you're basically saying is, to get a high risk reward trade, number one, you have to have a very, very good entry, a bottom tick or a top tick at the exact reversal point of the move, which is very unlikely to happen. And then you have to obviously take that for, however much movement the market's going to go. And there's no guarantee the market's going to move a crazy amount of pips or ticks every single day. Most of the systems that do well in prop firms are 1-to-1s, 1-to-2s, and 1-to-3s, and that's just a hard fact. But social media is going to, lie to you and tell you, oh, you need to trade with a top tick, bottom tick, 30 RR, especially on TikTok, and that's just not true. Educate yourself, figure out these terminologies, figure out these platforms, figure out these systems, and then create a style of trading, a playbook that is tested on data. I would say 2 to 3 years with a large sample size is pretty good, but as much as you can get, bro. Like, if you don't have any data collection in the first place, you have no fighting chance. Don't just follow some guru who says do this and this, and then, because think about it, if it was so easy just to follow a guru strategy on YouTube, you do that every single time, well, you could just become a billionaire off that, right? And the issues as well is that the day trading industry is unfortunately cooked, bro. I've fought this for a very long time because I pride myself as one of the realest people in the space. It's always been my dream to make content, be an influencer in this niche, and bring value to you guys. And unfortunately, human nature is in such a way that engagement-based stuff, clickbait clickbait stuff and things of that nature are always going to get views. And there's really nothing I can do about that, bro. Like, as much as I want to, grow and, be the complete, white knight person that I've been trying to be for the last 2 years and do right by people and be morally correct, it's just not possible if I want to grow. And this is kind of a message now that we're hitting 1K to all my day ones, all my OGs who are watching this, because for some reason I get targeted when I do everything that everybody else does. I just get the one that hated on. I just get targeted because of my skin color or some shit. I don't fucking know. But making engagement-based style content is what I'm going to be moving forward with going into the future. Clickbait stuff and things that don't necessarily give you an edge, but just are concepts-wise, I'm gonna have to do. It's gonna be your job as people who are watching this and watching the content to figure out how you can utilize that for yourself based on what I just told you. Because let me tell you something as well. There's an infinite number of ways to day trade. It's your job to filter through all these methodologies, all these styles, collect data on that, and create some methodology for yourself that generates alpha long term, or even in the short term with these prop accounts. So don't think that I start making guru content that I'm like all these other gurus. I'm not. And yeah, man, this is my note to the world, to my viewers, now that we're about to reach a critical point, that internally, even though it looks like I switched up, even though it looks like I'm doing all of this stuff for views and whatnot, at the end of the day, I'm not. I'm still the same person who's going to give you real advice, who, if you're one of my students, if you're in my program, I'm always going to point you in the right direction and always give you real value. So don't follow the masses, guys. Don't follow mass psychology. Please, when you are watching something, now even my content moving forward for yourself, please have a critical tone and come from this perspective as taking everything with a grain of salt, because everything is engagement based, everything is marketing based, and I don't want you falling into that trap of taking everything so literally and then not having the success or the results that you want in whatever you do in life, but in this case, day trading. And this is my final message to you guys, okay? You can become profitable. You can derive consistent money from these markets, like me, like Johnny, like all these other verified day traders. It is possible, but it's very difficult, and it's not as easy as online social media, retail media makes it seem to be. But anyways, at the time this video is posted, we might be at 1K, we might not be. If y'all are watching this, shoot me a sub to get me to 1K. I would really appreciate it, but it's gonna be a new era now. Now we're gonna be going crazy on the content, and yeah, man, this is the time we blow up. So I love y'all. I hope this was helpful, informative, and keep your head up, man. Your goals, your dreams, 100% is possible. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do something, but you have to do it the right way. And with that, I'll see y'all later.